Hello all, Scott Grove of GroovyMusicLessons.com here. Today I'm going to demo the Digitech Whammy DT. Okay, yeah, the Whammy pedals have been out since 1989. I actually sold my first Whammy pedal, the WH1. They skyrocketed in price, and so I sold it because didn't need it. Why? Because see the Wall O. Johnson amplifiers? Johnson was actually a subdivision of Digitech. Of course, they ceased to exist after 2003. But anyway, the Millennium amps, the Foley modeling amps, which you'll see here, and a small half stack over here, of course, have every single thing that every Whammy pedal, which there have been many of, they're all already built into the amp, so I can control everything on here just as I can do over there. So every advent that they've changed or added to these are still going to do everything that these can do. So I borrowed this one off a friend just to demo it to you, but to show you how amazingly cool it is, and also to do a demo for Digitech to try to get them to do a variation of this pedal for pure country players. There's not a country specific pedal on the market that I'm aware of that's just meant for country electric guitar players, but I will do another video after this to simply send to them and see if we can get this. Anyway, it was in the late 70s, early 80s. I actually devised a Whammy 10 years before these things even came out, the originals. So it was cool to see them hit the actual market. So I'm going to go through these in good old Dr. Groovy fashion and make it longer than it needs to be. But then again, I don't think anybody else's videos are long enough because they shorten them up and they don't show you everything the thing does. Should you leave any stone unturned? Not as far as I'm concerned. Other people are like, and it does so much more. Well, let's show so much more. Because they are simply incredible. And I will show you things that nobody else has come up with, I'm sure, because you're not going to see this on the pedal board of a country player too often. Yes, I'll show you the shred stuff and blah 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 and what it's all good for and things that you can't even imagine. So anyway, so I'm going to go plug into my new Johnson JT50 that I just got yesterday, the only one and only Johnson amp I haven't owned yet. So now I have every single one and then multiples of them. But this one down here I'm not going to hook any pedals to except for my volume pedal, this, and my Boss CS3 compressor down there somewhere. You see it, the blue thing. Look at all them Johnson controllers over there. And I have another J8 controller, like the short boards over here, coming for this amplifier too. So it's going to be fun. Which I would be playing probably this little amp with the new band I just joined. So it's not a new band, it's an 11-year-old band that I actually used to play with some of these guys. So it's going to be fun to get back out on the road again and be playing and blah blah blah. So you can ask me about that later if you want. So let's get to this, alright? I'll put the camera here at a different angle and shoot down on there and I'll explain everything. But show you guys that have these or don't have these yet, all the cool things about them that the other 300 people on YouTube doing a review of, including Digitech reps and so forth, aren't aware of probably. So get ready for some fun, okay? So here we go. Alrighty folks, as you can see, this is going to be the odd view you're going to get for the rest of this, just so we can pan or zoom in and check things out. Again, the Boss CS3 compressor is on. You got the Morley volume pedal, the PVO. If anybody ever wants to know what it is. No, there's no wahs, no nothing. It's just strictly volume. And then you have this. Okay, just for future reference, my whole idea is based on incorporating all three pedals into just this one Whammy as far as the whole country thing goes. Because I want to be able to do some bends that I'll show you here earlier, which require doing volume swells at the same time that we have harmony bends shifting from a third to a fourth, like on a real pedal steel guitar, and so forth. And then using the MIDI jack that is actually in the side of here for guitars like this USA VG Strat I have that has the roll-in pickup in it. So you could actually put it in there and the tracking would be a lot better. Not that the tracking is horrible for a pedal on here, but it could always be better, and it could be better via this. And we could also change a few things on here. We could actually, for the country player, via that pickup only, change things on here to where we could actually have B benders and G benders that actually work in perfect time but leave all your other strings alone. So that's what I'm going to incorporate into the idea that I'm going to send to Digitech. All kinds of that kind of stuff. So volume swells at the exact same time using your let's turn on the effect on a harmony going from a third to a fourth. Okay, so you get these type of effects, which I'll explain to you in a minute. But if you do that at the same time and have this same pedal be a volume swell via just a little switch you could turn on and off the volume control part of the pedal. This squeaking is me on a drum throne. So don't think I'm having Beaner fits where I need some Beano, you know. So, yeah, so that's what I'm going to try to do with the whole country thing. I can't do both feet at the same time. It's just impossible to do. That's why it's going to be necessary for me to incorporate all this. So put a compressor in here, do the optional compressor via a switch, do a volume pedal at the same time, doing a swell optional for a country pedal, and have all this other stuff, and plus do the, since it has a MIDI jack on the side of it anyway, make it for guitars that are like this that have the roll-in pickup, and we could do the G benders and B benders without hacking up any guitars. So, okay, so let's get to what it's actually designed for today. And it's, as you'll see with this DT, it's actually twice as big as any regular whammy pedal, which is fine because it's actually two different effects at once, which are great. And you can run them separately or together. Okay, everything over on this side is what you're used to with your whammy pedal, with a couple of new tricks thrown in. Everything on the right hand side over here is for basically drop tunings, which is what DT stands for, whammy DT. So you can do all the drop tunings and tune down as low as you want, and the more distortion the better for that, as I will show you why. So let's just get into this thing. Let's start with this side over here, which I will just simply push the pedal down. I'll let you check out what's going on in here. Okay, you should be able to see everything right about there. And okay, so right here turns it on and off for this side. Okay, what you have, the first one here shows you a shallow. That will actually, as you turn the knob, it will scroll through here, and then if you can see it, let me check my camera, yep, it goes right to the other side and picks other things. So you have whammy effects on this, I'm sorry, harmony effects on the left, going all the way up, then it switches over to whammy effects this way. And then you have a dive bomb effect right there, which will give you that totally bottomed out Floyd Rose sound where the pickups are, or the strings are actually slapping against the pickups. At the very bottom we have a detune feature, which is like a chorus, but different. It's simply detuned. A chorus is a modulation effect, which actually you have your original signal, and then you have the other detuned signal actually oscillating, moving up, let me get my hands in here, where it actually changes in pitch, so it goes. This does not do that. It takes away from that out of whack sounding thing and gives you a much, much, much better chorus sound than any chorus pedal you've done. So a detuning, which is totally, there's my squeakage, user set, you can detune via this pedal. So let's go to I'm just going to go to the deep detune. Go to a D chord. Push the pedal down. And you can control how much of that detuning you want. It could go really gross to very subtle. Okay, so you can get your choruses. If I go the opposite way and go here where it says shallow, it's going to be a lot more usable for a guy like me who plays clean stuff all the time. So that's floored with the pedal. Back it off as much as you want. Ease it in, ease it out. Amazing, and it sounds better than any chorus pedal on the market, period, because it's not doing that whole fluctuating in and out thing and going doing the warble. So great sounding chorus. So there's so much more on here than what you think. You have to learn to play this pedal. Just like you do with tube amps, you learn to play them with, you know, volume controls, tone controls on your guitar, and different real-time, velocity-sensitive stuff. You have to learn to play this pedal. If you just plan on going out and buying this and just using it and thinking it's all things are going to be rosy, no. You actually have to work with this thing to get it right. I became, of course, as you all know, I'm getting ready to say, a pro of using these things because I have spent, since day one when these came out, I've owned one. Then when I got the Johnson amps, I ditched it, and because it was all built in there. So I've used them since the beginning of time. Okay, the harmony section. It will play, everything will play, whatever note you're playing, your root note. So let me get it turned off. I'm playing a D still. Okay, so let's go to the first thing up, which is a second and then a third. So it's going to be playing your original note plus a second up. And then when you push the pedal down, that second will turn into a third, but your original D note will stay where it's at. Okay, so I'm going to turn it on. So you can see where it's already useful, because I am a country guy, but I will get beyond the country thing, so don't leave me yet. I will turn on all the distortion and show you guys where all that's at. But I want to show you with a clean sound how well it actually tracks for a pedal with no MIDI implementation at the moment. Of course, with going in MIDI, again via a Roland equipped pickup, a GK pickup, then you will have zero tracking problems. Not that there's really any problems, but you can hear it, especially clean, just a little bit, but for a pedal, it's just amazing. So don't fear the Reaper on this. Okay, so that's second to a third. Now we're going to do a third, or a flatted third to a third. Again with the D note, so the D note will still be there and will not change. All the way up the harmony section, the root note will stay the same. I'm going to do it in D every time, just let you hear a little of each one. So that's going from a minor third so you could actually be doing a stealing. Okay, so I'm just doing everything monophonic right now, but you can see where that happens. So a second to a third, I'm sorry, flatted third to a third. My favorite are the thirds to the fourths. Again, D. my leg if it gets in the way. That's part of the stupid angle I'm at, but I'm not fixing it. And of course you could just play harmonies over this. Leave it on a fourth. Okay? And what I mean by play your pedal is actually that. I mean, watch my foot. You can't see my guitar. I don't have split screen or none of that crap, but anyway. So you have to play it. Now imagine a volume pedal in with that at the exact same time, hooked to the exact same pedal. You know, you could just turn on and off the volume pedal with a switch. That feature. Country boys beware. Okay, so that's just beautiful stuff. Or you could be playing... Oh, let's do it on the next one. Fourth to a fifth. So when chords change underneath you, first of all, here's the sound. Fourth to a fifth. Okay, I'm going to go in D again and do the old... You know, that kind of thing. But I'm going to be playing just the lead line, and I'm going to let the harmony change by me pushing down the pedal when the chords change. So it's like an intelligent harmonizer, but it's not that intelligent because you have to push the pedal down, which I will bring up another point right now, is when I do the country thing, what I have, pardon me while I turn off my volume pedal, and pardon what I'm looking at or whatever, but I have also this pedal, my TC Helicon, it's just got cords wrapped around it. My Voice Play Live, it's got a harmonizer and everything, but there is an actual microphone in here that will pick up, you know, the stage sound, the ambient sound. It picks up what key you're playing in. It'll pick up if it hears minors going on, and this is for vocal harmony, but it will, via that ambient microphone, detect what key you're in, and it will sing harmony with you, any amounts you want. If you're doing minors or you're doing diminished chords, it will sing the harmonies with those diminished and all that other crap. So the whammy pedal for my country pedal version I'm going to pitch for Digitech will have the same thing, so it can hear the band playing, tell if minors and stuff are going on, and the harmonies will intelligently change without you having to push down on the pedal. Okay, so that's what that's the other thing I'm hoping for, because that would be such a beautiful, beautiful thing. But for now, the way the pedal sits, like I said, it's going to be thorough and it's going to be long. Again, set to a fourth to a fifth. Okay, so you can go. So I just played the exact same thing, just once in a fourth, once with a fifth. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to be in D. To G. To an A. Okay, so I'm just going to hit that. Pedal down. So you can be playing harmonies. Now the chord changes. So when it goes from the 1 to the 4, you're fine playing with the pedal down, meaning heel down. And then when you go to the 5 chord, or in this case it would be the A, then you just push the pedal down and it will play in A. If it had a microphone built on the side of it, it would naturally detect if you're going to an A or an A minor, and it would all do it all by itself, which is the next step I really think they need. Because it's already out. You know, again, TC Helicon has it right there. So it's just a simple microphone that picks up and makes it an intelligent harmonizer. idea there. Let's go up to the 5th to a 6th. Again, another great selection here for those of us who are country that love the sound of a C6 pedal steel. Again, metalheads, you can scroll ahead or whatever, but I want to get the country players interested in this whammy pedal, and hopefully Digitech interested enough in my refinements. Take us country players again, instead of D. Okay, we would actually be playing D6. All 6 chords, but now I can just use the pedal. So here it is, a 5th going to a 6th. So I can pedal steel it, but if it had volume at the same time, it would sound real. Because I can't go like a pedal steel without that volume, and I can't operate both feet proficiently at the same time. I can do it, and I do it on my sorry, I get to get this all out of whack, but it's for the better of everything. Over here, you'll see my pedals here on the J12 controller for the Johnson. I make one a volume, I make the other one a whammy pedal, and I go between harmonies, and I step on both at the same time because they're right next to each other. So I already know it works. They just need to incorporate it into the same pedal here and go to the exact same actual pedal, meaning the only pedal that's on here. Okay, alright, are we down here? Okay, we're down there. Let's see if this does anything. I'll tell you what everything else is. That was your 5th to a 6th, which is just amazing. Okay, this here's 5th to a 7th. Again, a D. Turn my guitar on. Now these are going up. So the other harmonies were below your root note. Now the harmonies from here on up are all above your root note. So a very strange harmony thing, but that's a 5th to a 7th. Okay, this is another great one. It's another 3rd to a 4th, but it's above. So another great candidate for the pedal, steel pedal, or what I would just like to call it, the steel pedal, you know, or something like that. And after I make the video specially for them, I don't see how they're going to turn it down, but we'll see. So again, a 3rd to a 4th, but the harmonies are above the root this time. I'm sorry. We've got one below here. I'm not bending anything when I'm playing. So you get to play it. I'm glad I got to get the guitar in the shot this time. But can you guys already see just how beautiful this will be if you flick a simple switch, turn this pedal into a volume at the exact same time? See, we're just talking stupid cool stuff here. Okay, now let's go to the next one up, which is a fifth to a fourth. So again, you have a different harmony. Okay, so if you're playing straight lines, now I changed it from a fourth to a fifth, back to a fourth. So again, great for country, great for rock, great for everything. Octave, octave. This is the top one on the harmony side. So you have your root note and then an octave below. Now you push down the pedal. You got your regular octave in the middle. There's no notch, but you go from an octave below to an octave above. So you pick an octave below or an octave above and you can switch, but your root note stays there. Or you can do this. You're like, what use is that? I'll show you in just a second, because everything sounds weird, and again I'm taking everything slow. Let me adjust my noise gate while my compressor is actually on. There you go. You gotta love amplifiers with built-in noise gates. You should not have any hum. So nothing has changed. I get to just play. Now everything's perfectly quiet. Beautiful thing about Johnson amps. Noise gates, noise gates, noise gates. Okay? And will it make a regular amp that quiet if you go out and buy a separate noise gate? No, it will not. Unless your amp is totally quiet to begin with. But if it's built into the circuitry of the amp, I'll tell you what, buddy, we need to get Johnson back in business again, a division of Digitech. This stuff is built right. They just had simply the suckiest presets ever made, which is why they went out of business, because, oh, let me toot mine horn. Had they let me put my patches in there, they probably would have sold. Yeah. Am I arrogant? No, I'm just smarter than you. Okay, so we have that. Let's go to the whammy side. All the way to the top. Like you just can't stop. That's 2 octaves above. So you go D again. Push down the pedal. You're like, what the hell use is that? It depends on you. Let me sling. Sorry for showing whatever I'm showing. A guitar strap on this guitar so I can actually try to put some more of the guitar into the frame. Yeah, I know I do everything the hard way, but it's the way I do it, kids. As Dr. Scooby says. Or what is it? What is he? Whatever Scooby. Super duper Scooby. Anyway, so if you have an effect like that that's two whole octaves above, I'm just going to hit my low E string. But I can actually play some stuff. So you can actually play useful stuff that sounds guitar synthy, but it is actually very useful. Imagine, I mean, I know everybody plays all kinds of different music, so go back to the 80s, Men Without Hats, doing Safety Dance. And you don't have a keyboard player, but you want that authentic sound. Some of you don't know what I'm talking about. YouTube the song, Safety Dance, Men Without Hats. And you don't have a keyboard player, so utilize this function. Go up 2 octaves with a C and an octave C. it's a dead ringer for it. It sounds just like the little crappy keyboards that were available at the time. When we throw distortion in, you'll get the whole Rage Against the Machine stuff here in a second. I know that's what you're waiting for. Next one, an octave. It's just one octave. Let's go low E string. That's going up an octave. So that's going to be good here in a second for when you do pullback stuff, when you're hitting harmonics. Okay. Alright, let's do G. It'll go up a whole octave if you want to, but you know by using your Floyd, when you pull back, you can't get a whole octave, so be reasonable. But what's great is it bends everything at the same time. So if you're in G, you could start stuff up and sound like a record that's going slow and speeding up. So, just to give you ideas, I've used it before and people are like, how the heck did you speed the song up and make it sound like that? And you get the whole band to speed up, and just one guy changing pitch like that really sounds cool. You know, you can make it sound like your song is coming to a stop at the end of a tune. You know, it's like... you know, at the end of a song. Okay, so you're playing up here. Whatever your little mind can think of. Next one is a fifth. Okay, so D chord. Sounds like beginning cartoons. Okay, next one, fourth, which is actually very useful. A chord. Okay, so you're automatically going A to D, which will be great for pedal steel players. Again, okay, A chord, playing just pedal steel stuff manually. See, I just went from the 4, pedal down to pedal up, back to the 1. Now to the 5. Pedal still down. Now. Okay, you're starting to get it now. Oh, where's my gate? Okay, don't let me down, gate. Thank you. Just my volume pad a little bit. Go on to a second. This is great. Okay, you're playing along in E. This is available on the other side too. But you want to go to a drop D. No, you don't even want to do drop D. Screw it. Take the whole guitar to D. So no time to have to tune up or detune or worry about whammy bars that are floating. Like this one's still floating. So I can still use whammy. Or a real whammy. And not have to worry about going out of tune. I can detune all kinds of places. We're not even there yet. Back to E. Now I'll go down a whole step. Back up. Okay, so you're starting to get more ideas. I know you are. Let's go to where it says fourth. So A chord. So you can go down to fourth. Can anybody say baritone? Yep, we get a lot more of this. A lot more, not just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to the fifth. A true baritone, down to B. Okay, so you got a low B. Okay, so all you guys playing baritone guitars and taking 10 guitars with you for different tunings and going down half steps or to E flat or whatever, you don't need this. All you need is this pedal. And you still have your high E string too. And you still have your whammy bar on your guitar. Whammy bar on your baritone. Okay, so everything is possible. Everything. Let's go to the next couple. We have an octave. The reason the whammy pedal was made right here. And we'll do it with distortion in a little bit. So you can go all the way down a whole octave. Okay? So you can play bass too here, kids. Let me give you some volume. Okay. Tons of fun looping and all that kind of fun junk. So the whammy pedal, what it was initially designed for, doing the whammy. And no going out of tune, so you can do it very easily, just like a Bigsby. Slow down your record that way too, but whatever, whammy. Just groovy as it gets. Now Let me find the next one, which is 2 octaves. So we're going way down here. 1 octave, 2 octaves. So you really want to go down there. That's not even a dive bomb effect. That's 2 octaves. So if you want to play way up here, okay, I'm going to go up to E triad here. Okay, so there's 2 octaves. So that's everything on that side. Now what is so cool that you will not believe? Oh, you can't believe it. It's Ron Popeil. Well, he comes with the free pocket fisherman. Okay, everything that I did over there, which will sound tremendously different here in a little bit, when I throw the high gain stuff at it, you're going to crap your britches, actually, for those of you who've never messed with these. Again, clean to show the clean people and the country people who I'm fighting for, that it does a great job clean. Okay, now it's getting more interesting. Everything over here is independent of this side. So whatever we get ready to do over here on this other side, which is all detuning stuff, drop tunings, and other tunings, you can mix in with over here, which I'll show you. Okay, so that's all off. Okay, so let's go to D. I'm going to drop it from D. No, let's use an E chord so everybody understands. I've got it set on number 2 to go down a whole step. These are half steps. So it says, let's see if we can get you back in here. And I don't know if I can do whatever I can do is all I can do. So that's the Morley PVO. Get this out of the way so you can see the pedal in question. Again, as Mr. Scooby says, or whatever, you can see now that we are on where it says 2. So these are all half steps or semitones for those across the seas. So if I wanted to go from, let's put it on 1, let's cover them all. Like I said, nobody else covers them all. There I am in E. I'm going to hit this button here. Can you see the button? Where the hell is the button? Am I on the wrong side of the pedal? Looks like it. I am. You wouldn't expect any less from me, would you? Okay, I'm going to have to undo a couple camera legs and see if the camera will fall over while I'm trying to get this shot in. Yes, it will. Okay, keep going. It's important to be on the right side of the damn pedal. Which is actually the right side of the pedal. Okay, now we can see. This is the knob I'm turning, and we are going half steps all the way to an octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it goes the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're going to 1, which will take your guitar from an E chord. If I hit the button, we're a half step up. Okay, so everything up here is going up. So now we're in F. Enough of this. Next one I'll show you, it just goes up to F sharp. I will hit the E chord and just scroll through them. Okay, so that's every note you can go to. If you want to go on the other way, which is where you're probably going to want to go. Okay, no, let's go back because I have to really do something. Look. Okay, it's on 1, right? So you're going up. E. You're playing the song that you've played in E forever. You're playing Pretty Woman. And all of a sudden you get with some band for a night and they want to play the damn song in F. But you don't want to look like a total tool and break out a capo and do anything. You want to play it like you've been playing it your whole life and not be out of the comfort zone. So you go to, this is an automatic capo when it goes up. Okay, so now you're in F. So it's not monophonic, it's all polyphonic. Back back to normal. Okay, they want to play it in an F sharp. Just go up 2. So you're putting your capo on the 2nd fret. So now instead of Pretty Woman being an E, you're going to F sharp. And now the tiny little digital glitches you're hearing are becoming more pronounced. Then again, they're more pronounced because I have my compressor on 2. You're like, why don't you shut that off? Because I like it. But as soon as you throw some distortion at this thing, all that goes away because distortion hides all the subtleties. Okay, so this stuff sounds a lot more real with distortion on it when it comes to these drop tunings or these tuning changes, which most of you are going to be doing anyway. So, those are capos, basically. Think of it on the 3rd fret. Say you just want a capo on the 3rd fret, and you want to play E, A, and B on your guitar like you normally would with a capo on the 3rd fret. But now you can just play E, A, and B, but not use a capo. So normally, you would have to be way up here, you know, trying to use a capo and stuff, because capos, things sound cool in places, you know, because it's not just because you don't know how to play those chords. It's just sometimes they just voice better. They sound better with a different voicing. So we're going to be in 3 frets up, E, A, and B. So we're going to do G, C, and D. Just by E, set on 3 for a capo up to 3, hit it. Now it's going to be a G. So now it's going to be, instead of E, A, B7, it'll be G, C, D7. Okay, so just think of the top part as a capo thing. Look at the number, that'll tell you what fret your capo is going on. It's a great way to think of it. Okay, when you get all the way to the top of that whole thing, there's an octave above. So it's all, the whole guitar now is tuned an octave above what it was. You can find some cool stuff. You can go over here and add. On the other side, I'm going to go throw in that shallow. I'm putting in this shallow detuning thing on the whammy. So now watch. You don't want it way up there sounding like that. I'll take it down to 5th fret. So even though I'm playing an E, I was actually an A because I had the capo, supposedly here, set on the 5th fret. And now I have a chorus sound from using the other side set on shallow detuning. So I got 2 different things going on. So you can actually change, you can still do all the things we were doing before. Like if I was doing pedal steel stuff or whatever you want to do, I can add it all at the same time. Sorry, that's me. Turn my guitar on. So I've got the guitar capoed up 5 frets on the one side, and now I've got the harmony on from the 3rd to the 4th. So instead of playing in A down here, I'm up 5 frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually in D now, but I'm playing down here. Okay, so you can mix all this stuff together. Side A, side B, whammy bars. Let's just do a whammy. But we're capoed 5 frets up. If we weren't, but now we're all the way up to A, and we want a whammy bar. so you get to do all the stuff at the same time. Okay, and there was one more up here. You got an octave plus something else, but I'm blind. Okay, so you've got your octave higher and then your normal octave with it. So you've got, again, two different octaves going on, an octave above and your original note. Okay, so once you get up to your 8th fret and you do your octave, which is what you do, you know, so you have 8 whole half steps, semitones, whatever to go, then you can get up to your octave, you're an octave above, and then you can add the octave above plus your original note. Now, same thing going down the other side. Then I'll turn on some distortion, do a couple things, and we'll be out of here. So here you are doing E chord, and all you guys want to tune to E flat. You don't have to grab another guitar. This sounds perfect, especially with distortion on. But first clean. E. E flat. Okay, we're tuned down. And at the same time, you can still whammy. Okay, so whammy works. The detuning thing works if you want to drop everything down to D. We're playing an E, but now we're in D. So no more drop D. Just play the whole damn song that way. You don't have to drop anything, especially again if you're using a floating whammy. Nothing goes out of tune. Your guitar never goes out of tune. There's no reason for it to go out of tune. It's electronically being manipulated. And right here is a momentary switch. But it will do like hammer-ons. If I'm sitting here going, it'll do whatever tuning you have momentarily. So it's just a momentary contact switch. Okay, you're hearing the switch here. Of course, the audience wouldn't because your switch isn't mic'd, your amp is. Cool stuff happening, and you could detune as much as you want. Let's just go through it. Here's a 5th down. Again, baritone. So low B string. Having a baritone 7-string guitar because you still have your high E string, so you play everything the way you're supposed to. You don't have to sacrifice jack squat. Okay, so from E down an octave. Again, just like the other side, we're just using an octave down. So you detuned a whole octave your guitar, and you throw a distortion on a guitar that's tuned down an entire octave, and play some stuff. You know, you've got that. Hit the most detuned. You've got a 10-string. You know, people got their 9 strings. Screw them. You got 10-string guitars now because you can play the whole guitar way, way down there without changing guitars, without changing tunings. Then we add the next one, which is just simply an octave. So your regular octave plus your low one. Shut it off. Do the momentary. Okay, so there's everything that's on it. Okay, time to go to some dirt. Just for a little bit. Let's find some dirt. Okay, I'm going back to the whammy side. I'm just going to go to the fun stuff. Whammy, just octave down. Set on the whammy. Okay, back over here. I'll just bring this out so you can see what's going on, see the guitar, see that, and you know what's going on now. So I've just got it set up for a whammy over here on the whammy side. It does everything you want a whammy to do. You can decide whether you want to dive bomb. Here's the dive bomb. It's supposed to be a Floyd Rose, again taking your strings totally down to basically falling off your guitar. I can throw some distortion or some humbuckers on this guitar because it is also a guitar that will, it's a virtual thing. It's a whole MIDI guitar, so I'll put humbuckers instead of single coils on it now. Humbucker, bridge position. So you can't go wrong. I'll turn off the compressor for all the noise. Okay, so all the whammy crap is there. I always used to love this when I played it all the time. This is the octave above. So this is like pulling back your whammy. So you can go as high or hear the gate. It shut off my distortion. Everything. Listen. Those are just guitars ringing, acoustics. But noise gate. Hey, no noise. Gotta love that. Okay, so now we're getting into the Rage Against the Machine stuff. Okay, so I've got my guitar set on a virtual humbucker and blah blah blah, and I'm just going to play actually do the last one as a... But I'm going to add the whammy bar on the pedal, going an octave higher on each note, starting with it heel down, going up, so like this. Next one. Again, you got to play the pedal. Check it out. Let me stand up and play it. Okay, so that's just one octave up. You can go 2 octaves up and hurt all the dogs in the neighborhood. So you're getting all your Muse stuff, and like I said, your Rage Against the Machine Muse and stuff. Just use your foot like you're diddling your woman. All the R2-D2 sounds. Just so much fun to be had on this thing. Okay, let's go in the whammy stuff. Same thing. God, everything you can do with it. Again, let's find a second. The second down. So you're going from E down to D. So all your strings are tuned perfectly down to D, not just a drop D tuning. So you can do that. If they do the thing I want with the MIDI capability of the Roland thing, you can do a drop on any given string or a raise on any given string for B benders, for pedal steel, or for country guitar players. Sorry, it's hot in here. It's humid as all get out, but it's supposed to be. So we're going to do G benders, B benders. I say we're going to do it, but by God, if I set my mind to it, I'll get these people to build one. If I got to pay $1,000 or $10,000 for them to build me one, I'll do it. Whatever it takes. Somebody will take the project on at home and build me one. I don't care. But it will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine. Right on, Garth, or rock on, Garth. Party on. Okay, but yeah, we'll be able to do a drop tuning, so you can actually just drop the D, like I can already do with this guitar. I can just do this. Okay, so now I've just got a thing here. So I could do it on my guitar. I have every toy there is. So between this thing and the whammy thing, I'm always able to get any tuning, any open tuning I want, anything. I can go to baritone on this guitar by myself without doing that pedal. Now I'm just in D. I can go to Dadgad, I can go to open G tuning. But I'm not here to show you this guitar. I've got a review on it, you can check it out. Okay, so let's get to the other stuff. So, yeah, you're in E. Go down to D. I mean, how much talking does it take you for me to tell you to buy one of these? For every style of music, it's got so much to offer. Okay, so drop tunings. everywhere. Every one you can think of is here. Raise tunings, they're all on here. Every single one. And of course the harmony features. I'm going back to the 3rd and 4th again. Everything is here, dudes. All the octaves you want to go, all the other things. Let's go down to Doom as well here. You rock players don't know what I'm talking about. Too bad. Okay, so I'm going to go, now I'm just going to use the other side, not the whammy side, but just the pitch change. Okay, so we're just going to do a drop tuning. So we're just going to drop the whole guitar down to baritone again, down to a B. Everything's going down 5 frets. Okay, you guys know where I'm at, so I'm down in baritone. Or I'm just added another string, so here's my 7-string guitar. Okay? You've got it. You didn't have to change jack squat. So you play it like a guitar, no learning curve. You just got to get used to your feet. But this whole side is just set it and walk away. This side is the part that uses the pedal. Okay? So if you're doing... It's all the same. It's just down at B now. You have a B string. Now I can shut it off. Or you could do the momentary thing. Okay? Vintage British sirens. In conjunction with the real whammy bar, or you could use the whammy over here at the same time. Okay? Great, huh? Okay. More Doppler effect crap, I know. But you can go lower than all your friends. We're a whole octave lower now. So now we're down all the way to E again. So if you're playing this E, okay, how's that for great? Okay, so standard low E, but you go down to play this low E, you're so far down you can't hardly take it. B, that's where we were before, just a regular B. C, D, there's where we are, normal guitar, but we got a whole octave below that to go. Okay, so basically, there you go, folks. I'm gonna get half of this hair out of my mouth. I know, that's what she said. I know, I've got a button that goes one way or the other. Shit, it's flipping hot in here. It's getting hot in here, Scotty. Please keep on all your clothes. So there's the Digitech DT whammy pedal. Again, explain more about the clean sounds and stuff, but you can hear better what's going on that way. So hope that fills in the gaps for people out there that play a different kind of music other than heavy stuff. So you can see what I'm going to go after. For a country pedal, again, try to make the just a switch on there, foot switch, to make the pedal also be a volume pedal at the exact same time and work in conjunction with itself to do those bends from a 3rd to a 4th, so we can get real sounding pedal steel bends. Okay, and also a compressor built in there. It'd be nice just with a flick of a switch, have a nice compressor in there to make your notes last forever like they need to with pedal steel bends, you always have to have your amp up twice as loud as you normally go, which is why I use the volume pedal. I set my amp at like twice as loud as I ever go, but I use that for the headroom. Okay, so that when I'm playing pedal steel and it's about ready to die out, I just keep getting more and more volume to maintain the original volume. Not to get louder, but to keep that same smooth volume, but tons of clean headroom. So you need to get an amp, if you play country like me, where you can turn it to 10 and it will still be 100% clean, then process it with whatever, or get a Johnson amp and let me send you my patches and they're all built in there. But unless you put the same kind of processing before it that I have, you're not going to get the same sound. So if you don't have, some people that have went out there and bought Johnson amps and the pedals and everything else, and they're like, how come my stuff don't sound like yours? It's like, you have to have the same volume pedal, has to be set, your compressor, Boss CS3 has to be set with the tone, the attack, the threshold, everything on it has to be the same as mine, because they were recorded or programmed that way. Your input level has to be the same as mine. You know, the patches are there, but you have to have the same input, so your compressor has to be set the same as mine for that input, you know, gain stage to be right, because there are 212AX7s in those Johnson Millennium amps, so you are messing with tubes. Okay, so anybody who's getting all my free Johnson stuff, remember, if it doesn't sound good to you, these are programmed with the volume halfway up on the amp, straight up at noon, and the input straight up at noon, both of them, and done with a Strat. Okay, with everything dined on the Strat. Okay, so that's how they were programmed, for anybody wondering. So they have to have the same setup on the floor as me that goes into the amp beforehand. I'm probably getting some extra gain or loss of gain or whatever of my rack tuner, because it's got a volume on the back of it. So we would have to check that and check the, then there's the wireless, yeah, and the rack tuner, and they got volumes on the back of them. So it's your gain structure going into it that would have to change, and then you have to have your amp turned halfway up, because they were made to be played at that volume halfway up, but with your volume pedal never going more than halfway while you're playing, unless you're doing pedal steel stuff, then you're just using the rest of the headroom to stay at that one volume. You know, so 10 is halfway as far as you're concerned on your volume pedal. That's wide open. Everything above that is strictly for sustain. That's to simulate sustain. You're just goosing the crap out of more headroom out of the amp. Otherwise, you'd have the amp turned on 2.5 instead of on 5. Get it? Okay, if not, write to me. I'll say it. If you don't get it, rewind. Okay, so the DT Whammy. Thanks to Terry Bard again, my buddy all the way up there from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, who moved here to Mesquite, for letting me borrow this. And I'll go ahead and shoot another video probably tomorrow on this to send to Digitech. And yes, I got 4 or 5 more things in on my trades. Again, I am very busy, folks, so I will get to them, and I will do a video on those tonight when my wife goes to sleep, and as I'm learning all the songs for my band and stuff and everything all at once. But I got some cool stuff in, and a simple handwritten letter finally with nothing else with it. No, there was one guitar pick in there with it, and this guy has multiple sclerosis. He can't even play guitar. He just wants to be able to have the knowledge and pass it on to friends and buddies and whatever. He don't play guitar anymore. He can't. And it hurt him like a bitch to write the letter. But he did it over a few days, and it would hurt so bad to write the letter. And I'm like, man, what a flippin' trooper. So I'll put out that video tonight of all the stuff that came in today. I actually got some edible crickets. Yeah, like some kind of honey glazed stuff or something. But some cool stuff, guitar straps, Kiss stuff. I got, believe it or not, gourmet coffee beans. Yeah, I'm into all kinds of stuff. Tell me what you have. You know, a lot of people are just, give me your address. I'm like, well, how do I know you ain't a fucking stalker? You know, just give me an idea. Some people I'm letting slip through, you know, and saying, yeah, it'll surprise me, whatever. But, you know, I really don't want pipe bombs, and I don't want you coming in here and, you know, just breaking in the place because you don't like me. You know, give me something other than, give me your address. Because I've had to write to people. Sorry. I'm not just going to give it to you. So, what are your intentions? Do you want to trade, or do you just want my address to whip my ass? I don't know what you want, but I'm not going to put my wife in danger just because somebody goes, give me your address. That ain't going to do it. Just have a little more added something for the trade stuff for the lessons. If you don't know what that's all about, go back a couple videos and you'll see where you can get 170 hours worth of free lessons from me. These are the ones that you normally have to pay through the nose for, and you can trade it for anything basically. As you know, again, people are still getting all screwed up and saying, well, I want 4 of your guitars, I want to trade for this and this, I need 2 basses. It's like, dudes, you're morons. Quit it. It's lessons are all you're getting. You're not getting guitars, you're not getting amplifiers, you're not getting pedals, you're getting the download lessons. You're not getting flash drives, you're not getting anything. You get to download the $50 worth of lessons that should be, they should be $10,000 as far as I'm concerned. This is a lifetime worth of lessons. And again, they're not all cussy and all that. There's none of that. These are retail lessons that I did up right instead of like we see them here on YouTube. So they are very different lessons, but they are very good, and you'll honestly learn 10 times faster than any other teacher out there. And everybody gets mad at me on all the forums. Who's this poser says he can teach you 10 times faster than our local celebrity here at our forum? It's like, I'm the guy that actually gets it done. So anyway, there you go. The Whammy DT. Huge case on this thing, but then again, it's double the pedal. All the other Whammys are only a single wide, all the way over to the pedal, and then it stops. It doesn't have the extra part for the detuning, but the detuning is great for what's going on now with all you multiple string players keep adding on your 7th, your 8th, your 9th, your 10th lower string. This does it for you. You don't need to do that. You don't need to have multiple instruments. You don't need to have something to go to E flat. You don't have to change your whole setup on your guitar. You don't have to redo your action, your intonation, change string gauges, all that. Push a button, play an E flat all night long. Big whoop. I mean, the technology is here. Quit doing it the hard way, okay? Again, I'll do the things tonight, lessons on the show and tell, and I'll do the Digitech Whammy pedal short presentation and pleading for Digitech probably tomorrow. But in the meantime, I got to practice tonight on new material, and that'll be that. But I'll let you guys see the pedal, I'll make it public, but I don't know that I'll add comments or not on the Digitech presentation. But yeah, I'll let you see it. Like I said, I'll make it public, but I don't know beyond that what I'll do. But I don't need you guys cussing a bunch of crap at the bottom of it, like I know you will. When I'm trying to present something to a company, so I'll figure that out. But anyway, I'm me, you're you, go away. Go buy one of these pedals if it interests you at all. Again, I'm going to try to get that country pedal made for us country players who have never had a genre-specific pedal ever, and Digitech makes stuff just as good as anybody. And like I said, my Wall O Johnsons, I'm going to try to see if we can get Johnson back in business. If not, hell, maybe I'll see if they'll let me buy the company and start making those amps again and do them right with great presets. And Scott can blow line 6 out of the damn water because they still haven't caught up to this. Axe effects and all that kind of stuff haven't caught up to this. I went to go buy one of those damn things, Mark 2.5 or whatever, 2 plus on the Axe effects. You know what they are. Couple few grand, then a few grand more for their floor controller. They don't compare to the Johnson still. And Johnson discontinued in 2003. They started up in 97, 98, something like that. First modeling amps out, and again a division of Digitech, and all their stuff's still online. Johnson Amplification. It's not the same company you see making the crappy ass little Johnson stuff today. That's made by AXL. Who make all kinds of things again out of probably Korea or something. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but they are not these. These are made in Sandy, Utah, right across the border here. In good old USA, that's probably what happened to it. Can't have USA things made. But okay, I'm out of here. I promise. What is it? Hour and 16 minutes. But then again, like I said, I'm going to do the most thorough one on here and let everybody hear this thing clean, let you hear it just a little bit dirty, and show you every single preset on there. So you guys know what I'm after. If you're interested in the country thing, maybe you can support it after I post the video, and maybe write Digitech and say, man, I'd love to check that out too, and try to get some kind of a petition thing, you know, where they're trying to throw Justin Bieber out of the country after you get 100,000 signatures. That has to go before the president, even though he's just going to throw it in the trash. But if enough country people are out there interested enough, and you can see the vision that I see with this pedal in conjunction with the compressor and the volume pedal, and adding the MIDI capability, which they already have a MIDI jack on the side of this thing, but where you could actually put it in with a Roland GK thing and actually get B benders and G benders without having to destroy any guitars, and do drop D, just do the one, which I can do on this guitar already because of the Roland stuff, or every open tuning, everything. I mean, this makes things unlimited, and I want to break down the unlimited part that is still limited for us country players, to have all that cool stuff that Brad Paisley is using, all that stuff, but without having to pull down on guitar straps and do this and have half your telly routed out in the back. You don't need it. Technology and digital crap is way, way good enough. Way gooder enough to be useful today, and it can be done. One pedal, country, maybe throw a little flat back delay on it, just turn it on, and it'll be, you know, that little 125 milliseconds with one repeat. Just add that typical chicken picking delay on there. Just make it go all out, all in one, you know, do all pedal that would just kick butt, just the country pedal, you know. Just so I'll put that video out, and if you dig it, everybody write the Digitech after I put it out and say, hey, I'm all for the damn thing, I'd buy it. You know, it's, if you think it's stupid, you know, shut the hell up. But if you're up for it and you can see my vision, write to them, say, hey, here's that video, can you do this? And we'll see what we can do, if we can do anything on our own. So for the country version of the Groovy Army, I know, I think I'm Kiss, I got my own army. Somebody else coined it, not me, but I like it. Kind of like Obamacare. He liked that name until it sucked, and now I had to call it something else. But I still have my regular insurance, so I was not dropped. Okay, I'm out of here. This was way too long. Hour and 20 minutes. Good night, kids. I'll see you during show and tell. Bye.